Hey family, how y'all doing? I can't believe I said y'all. I'm from Brooklyn. I don't even know where that came from. Anyway, I just wanted to do a short devotion on YouTube Live. And as many of you know, we have entered a political season now in America. That's, by the way, let me introduce myself. This is Father Omar Reyes from Christ Episcopal Church, Albertville. Currently in New Market, Alabama right now, where my home is. My church is in Albertville, which is like an hour away. But we are currently in a political season right now. Those of you who are watching overseas, we have a number of different parties in America. The main ones are the Democrats and the Republicans. And the Democrats just kicked off their convention. And I'm pretty sure the Republican, their convention probably next week. That's usually how it works. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about today is how divided we are as a country. And I don't mean just the typical political divides that every country has. I'm talking about something that's more insidious, something where each side is demonizing the other. You start to hear things like, well, if this party takes over, it's the end of the world. Or if this party takes over, it's the end of the world. Some of you may be horror fans like I am, and I watch a show called American Horror Story. And in their last season, they actually did a whole the whole season was devoted to political discourse, how it turns cult-like. And it's interesting because on the day Donald Trump was elected, there were two polar opposite reactions. One was celebrating and popping champagne bottles, and then one was just this woman screaming, "How could this happen? How could this happen?" So I was thinking to myself, and one of the Psalms in today's Episcopal devotion for morning and evening prayer is Psalm 127, unless the Lord builds a house, the builders build it in vain. And many scholars attribute that to Samson, not Samson, I'm sorry, Solomon, and him building God's temple. And I was thinking to myself, a variation of that is, if foundations are built on hate, hate is what is going to occupy the main architecture of what you're building. And I'm afraid that our country is going through a period now where hate and ugliness is tearing myself on. And I don't think, oh, hold on. Okay. I don't think that this is something that we should be promoting. I want you to remember something. This is very important. The person who you disagree with the most, I want you to think about that person for a minute. That person is still made in the image of God. And, they may be whatever. They may be, support a position you don't like. Maybe they're pro-abortion, maybe they're anti-abortion. They're still made in the image of God. And we are still required to love them. Right? This is what Jesus' whole discourse on the Mount in Matthew was about. That you do not have the luxury of hating someone. That your job is to love people even when they don't like you. Now, that doesn't mean you can't be passionate. That doesn't mean you shouldn't support causes that you feel are important, especially causes that support the weak and vulnerable. But in that support, I don't want you to go to the extreme of hating someone who disagrees with your position. And I think that's an important thing as we go into this political discourse. Absolutely, you should Please vote. Please be active in your community, but do not demonize the other person. Because even if you disagree with them vehemently, they are still children of God, right? So that's just something I wanted to leave you guys with. Think about it. Read Psalm 127. It's not that long, but it's very powerful. And read Psalm 126 that comes before it too, because they're both very powerful psalms. Anyway, this is Father Omar Reyes. Check you out later. Hope you enjoyed this, and God bless you.